We'll now build some training programs and some periodised training plans for the year, and to do that we just click on New and you're presented with a dialog box, and we have the basic strength program, advanced strength program, conditioning program, workbox and planner. So we want to build a basic strength program. Select the date, let's say it's the 27th, and we can see the template that it will present us with when it's built. Click OK, and really this is the beginning of building your training program. Now obviously we have 6,000 within the training list here, or the search return on the right. So we really want to come up with the exercises we want to use for this training program. So we click on search, and we might look at a combination of upper body exercises in the hang position. And we come up with 120 exercises. But out of those we want a particular grip, so we want a wide grip. So we come up with 4 exercises. And this may be the beginning of your search return, and that might be a list of the favourites, and you really like, well, you're not too sure about that, so you just want to check on the exercise, you look at it, and you want to look at the movie. And you then make the decision, yep, that's exactly what I want. So you can either select it like that, right click, and to do that you can actually remove selected or remove unselected. So there might be more than one there that you like. So let's say it's that exercise, hold down the control key and select that one and that one. And let's say they're the 3 that you want. So you can either right click then and say remove selected or remove unselected. So we want to keep those 3, so we remove unselected, and we're then left with the 3 exercises. So once you have those 3, you might want to save that as a search return. So you can save your search return. So we can save that as, let's just call it 3. Click OK, and you can see here now that we've got a tab along the top here. So if I click clear all, we're back to our 6,000 exercises that we searched for in our original list. But if I click on tab 3, there are our 3 exercises. And if I click on EX, that's just another tab that's saved earlier, and I have 12 exercises in there. So it may be the 12 that I want to use for prescription for training. So let's go to building our basic strength program. So we click on our basic strength program, and we have here the athlete's name, so you can put the name in, the team, the sport, program type or keyword. So if we look at the next to the athlete, we have a notes or comments area. So if you click on that, you'll see a comments box will appear, and that's where you can write comments in relation to the athlete or the team, and that's really just viewable by you. So if you email that program off, they actually wouldn't see your comments. And this is handy that if spoken to medical staff, or you've had a conversation with the athlete and there are items there that you want to make comments about, you can. So you can close that by just clicking on it again. Warm-up cardio area is where you can really type that out if you like. And you have the date of the program, and you can actually put in here the date that the new program is due. So you can stipulate a date at a certain period of when you want it due. And if you click date, up comes a date picker, and that will be the day of the first program, first session, and the 13th. And all you have to do is then click on the next square, and you can click on subsequent dates for whatever you want to choose. Now if we go back to our search return, remember we'd selected those 3 earlier. Now I can highlight all of those by clicking the first exercise and holding the shift key down and selecting the last one, or clicking off that, clicking on one of those exercises, I can right click and click select all, and that will select all the exercises. Now to get those into the program, I merely just have to put the cursor over, left click on your mouse and hold it down, and then drag it across to the program until this blue line appears, because that's where they'll be inserted. And if you move the cursor up and down, you can see that you can't insert it in certain places, but as soon as the blue line is there, you let go of the cursor or the mouse and the exercises appear in your training program. And if you want to remove this out of the way, you can do that again just by selecting the show or hide search results, and then you can see the program listed here, and there are the dates, and you can select another date and that goes into your program. Now we'll put this search return back again, because that might be some of the exercises. However, in the other session or the other search return that you'd saved, you might want that exercise and you hold down the control key, select another one, still holding down the control key, select that one and maybe that one, and then you can look down, you say look, I want to select a swimming exercise as well. And the way then you can insert those straight in by grabbing one of the exercises that you've previously selected, left click your mouse and hold that down, drag it, and you can see the blue line now appears in between the exercises as well. So let's say we want to put that group of exercises between exercise 2 and 3, or the second and the third one there. Let go of your mouse and you can see the exercises have been dumped in there. Now from that list, we'll just hide the search return. From that list you can see each of them are numbered, 1, 2, 3 and so on. But the exercise still retains its own number. So again, if you click on any of these names, up will come the more information sheet and you can still play the movie. So the movie is available and the more information sheet is available wherever you go. If I wanted to change a particular order of those exercises, I can do that. Just click on, let's say we select exercise 3, we just click on that and you're presented with this numerical drop down. So you can say, well, I want the exercise number 3 to go into position 6. Click 6 and sure enough exercise 3 has gone down to 6. And if I want exercise 1, I just click on 1 to go to position 8, that will go to 8. So you can do that as well. So there's really plenty of options as to what you want to do and move the exercises around. However, you may just want to drag them. So select an exercise and then select it and hold it and then just move it around and let it go. And you can do that as well. So it's quite easy to select exercises, move to different positions and let them go, and that's where they'll appear. And if you want to fill out the reps and sets for this, you can click Unit A and you're presented with different ways of prescribing the exercise. So let's say we select reps, we can do that, and Unit B, you might want those reps to be determined by a particular weight. Let's say it's a load in kilos or pounds, but you've got plenty of other options depending on what the exercise is. So you can say, well, I want this exercise to occur for a certain period of time, and you can do that as well. So let's say you want it to work in seconds. And then once you do that, you can really determine that I want them to do it for 30 seconds, and they then know that it's for seconds, and for reps it might be 12 reps, and you can write those any way you want. Now if you wanted to do 2 times, you can, and it's really just using your keyboard or the way that you prefer to prescribe, and either you can do it by 2 and then using the multiplication sign, but really it's free to use as to whatever way you want to do it. And then the client can actually fill in their results as well. Remember, these can be printed. Now as for branding, you may want to brand this exercise with your own logo. So we'll click on branding. We may want to select a logo, and wherever your logo is kept at that time, so you can really put that in at the moment. So let's say we use the North Island Institute of Sport. Click open. Yes, that's the logo that we want to use. Click OK. So that logo is now part of that program. So we go up to here and we have a look at the print preview and just have a look and see how the program appears. Click print preview. Now what it can do here is you click next and it will show you what it looks like, but because I've highlighted one exercise, it's asking me, do you only want to see that exercise only? So no, we don't. We want to see the whole program, so we click next. So we'll really prepare the training program, and you can now see if it was printed off or PDF'd out, you would see the basic strength program like this, and it has the logo at the top here, and we can close that. Now if there are multiple pages, you would just use the page function to do that, and you can change the size of the program. You might want to look at it 75% view and so on, and we can close that. Now because we had that exercise selected, that's why I did that. But if I wanted to look at only a certain section, so we click the first exercise down to the 5th, and I'd like to print preview that, I can do that. Now print selected only, click next, and now we're only going to see those exercises that we've chosen. So we'll click close. So you can do that if you wanted to print. So if you just went straight to the print function, then you're presented with your print options, and you can do that and print that straight out. And you can change it to print in draft or full colour, whatever you like to do. But if I went to File, Print, again the same option, and you can present it in the same way, and you have your properties there. So let's say that that's what you want to do. You can certainly print it as it is. Emailing the program out is really just clicking on the email, and it will send that out to you as an attachment, and really you have the program to be sent out to your client. But you may also want to put in some notes or comments in between exercises. With this item here, you see Insert Text, and what you do is you just click on that and actually drag it down, and it's actually going to insert a row, and let it go where you want it to go. And you can see now that we have a row. Now you can type text in there, so we just click within that, and you can type text within that row, and it assists in writing comments, and you can press the enter key and type more text, and so you have an area where you can type comments in between exercises as well, if you like. Remember, this is the basic strength program template, so it's not as detailed, or doesn't give you as much functionality as some of the other templates. Now if you like, you can also convert the program to a PDF. So you'll go to File, Convert to PDF, click that, and then you are presented with a dialog box as to where you want to save that program. So let's say we want to save it as a PDF. Click Save, and now you're presented again with, do you want to save the selected area only? And because we have these exercises here, 1 to 4, plus that text row selected, it's asking if that's all we want to save to the PDF, and we don't. So we can click Next, and basically the PDF document is saved in that area. Now if I wanted to print, as we showed before, I can basically just go to Print dialog box is shown, but if you look here under Options, you have Print Selected Only, and again you can just select that to print only those exercises 1 to 4. And that may be the case if you've got multiple weeks and you only want to print that week for whatever reason. And when you save your program, you'll notice that if you've made any changes to your program at all, the name of it, like we've called this a new basic strength program, but there's an asterisk at the end of it, which means that basically it hasn't been saved. So if we save that program, let's save it now, and we'll call it Sample Basic, click Save. You can see it's called Sample Basic and there's no asterisk. However, if I change one item in here, you can see that the asterisk has come back, which indicates to you that a change has been made and it hasn't been saved. So I could just go straight here to the Save icon, click Save, and the asterisk is gone. So it's a good way of checking to see if your program's been saved currently. Now if I close this program and I'd set the options that it would open with the way I've left it, then really these programs will reappear as well. But it saves to, or you would want to save as often as you can. When you're typing text within the program, so let's say we've added text within this row which we inserted from this icon here, I can select that text, and so that's highlighted, and then I can use some of the functions up here which is similar to Word. I can click B for bold, and it's bolded the text. I can click italic or underline. So let's take the italic off, and I can change the colour of it as well. So we may want to change it to red font, click OK, and then I click off that, and sure enough we've got red bolded font underlined. But I may also want to use a different font, so I can highlight the text, select font, and then you're presented with your dialog box to change really the type of font that you want to, like a Word program. So then you're able to bold and highlight headings or whatever you want to do. But if I want to change the alignment of that text, simply go up here to Align Left, and it aligns left only that text that you've selected. Center or Align Right, and I can do that as well. Put it back to the center, and sure enough we've got our text back there. So that when we go to Print Preview, click Next, We have our print preview, and this is how it will be printed. Photos on the left, has the text that we just went through before, plus your reps and sets, and then there's a space there for the athlete to fill out their results. Now they can either do it on paper or they can do it actually on a computer themselves. And you notice here that when you've PDF'd a document or printed a document, it's the photos only. They don't have the other information because it's really not required. But they always have the number. So the name and the number of the exercise always stays together. So they will always be with the image itself, because that will be pertinent in case they're using a kiosk or a touch screen, and they can enter that number. So if an athlete's in a gym and they're on exercise 1890, so this is exercise 6 here, which is numbered 1890, so it's a pull-up, chin-up circuit. Obviously from 3 photos, it's better than 1, but 3 photos still isn't enough. So they would need to see a movie. So if they've got a touchscreen or kiosk in the gymnasium, they would enter that, they'll go to the touchscreen and enter 1890, and the movie of that exercise would play. So we'll close that, and that's the basic strength program.